Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by... Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another presentation of the Mystic Racing League here on VSPEED. Their Black Diamonds Designs Truck Series, this time from the Nashville Super Speedway, for the Nothing But a Good Time 150, and it will be a good time here this evening. This racetrack, fantastic to race on, puts on great racing, and this should be a very fun show for us. And to lead you through it, I'm your host and producer, Morgan Cook, and you are watching VSPEED. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button for the video, subscribe to the channel, notification icon so you don't miss a moment of this great racing action you can't get anywhere else. Also check us out at VSPEED and VSPEEDSim.com on the World Wide Web. Get all your VSPEED action. Let's have a look at the racetrack. Nashville Super Speedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. 1 1/3 miles. 14 degrees in the corners, 9 degrees on the front stretch. Backstretch pretty much flat. This racetrack is interesting. It looks a lot like a standard Daytona Talladega, although it is much, much smaller. Long straightaways, very tight concrete corners. It is the largest of the concrete racetracks on the NASCAR circuit as well on the Mystic Racing League circuit. Brakes are going to be a thing you need to worry about. You got to brake to get into these corners. The turn 2 wall and the turn 4 wall will absolutely come out and get you if you aren't paying attention. It's going to be a difficult racetrack for these drivers to get a hold of and wrap their heads around. here in just a few seconds. We are going to get to the grid and figure out who's going to have the best time here in Nashville tonight. And let's head over and check out your grid. Starting on pole here tonight. Going to be Rayshawn Wingfield in the 23. Robert McKay is going to start outside in the second position. Third spot will be Colin Ballinger, your winner last week. Brad Nelson will start in fourth. Fifth tonight, Cody Giles in the 5. Gavin Hinson starts in 6th. Seventh tonight, Andrew Allen in the 96. Jacob Cochran in the 8th spot in the 84. Rounding out your top 10, Christian Barnes and Caleb Hunt. Starting 11th, Joshua Thornton in the 29. Brett Rinn will start 12th in the 24. 13th to be Alex Pollock in the 92. John Ullman starts in 14th. 15th to be Zach White in the 77. Adam Holston rolls off 16th. Completing row number 9, Chris Cherninsky and Alan Zukov. Top 20 belongs to Reggie Kime and Joshua Gillen. Harold Tucker III will be the last to roll off the grid tonight here in the 21st position. That is what it looks like from your grid. Let's have a look at these trucks. We are high above this Nashville Super Speedway, waiting for a few of them to hit the grid. We're waiting on 2 drivers, just finishing up the pre-race festivities, of course. That's exactly what they're doing. New look on a lot of these trucks tonight. Remember, we are in Nashville, a lot of music theme happening here. Let's maybe have a quick run through some of these trucks. I see Brad Nelson has a Nashville-inspired scheme on that machine. We'll see some others throughout the night. I am absolutely sure of it. But while the drivers roll off of the pit lane, let's have a look at your race analysis here. 113 laps is going to be the scheduled distance here tonight. Pit road speed is 45 miles an hour. Pretty easy pit road to get onto, all things considered. You do not need to use the access road. Getting onto pit road, you will need to use the access road, just like they are right now. Getting off of the pit lane, which can be a little more treacherous. 4 tire sets laying in pit road. 1 fast repair, just in case you get in a little bit of trouble. Stage 1 is going to conclude at lap number 30. You can go about 45 to 50 on fuel, so fuel will not be a factor in stage 1 nor stage 2. Both of those under, of course, 45 laps. But to the end, fuel might be a concern. You might need to save a little bit if you're going to be able to make it all the way to the end of that stage on fuel. Look at your race analysis. So we should be getting the 1 to go this time by. Pace light should go out on what is already late evening here. Late afternoon, I should say, in Nashville. And it's not often that as the sun goes down, the lights turn off in this city. This is one of those rare instances, as we're going to see this field roar to life in just a few more moments. This is a great time. If you haven't already, make sure like the video, subscribe to the channel. You're going to want to see all these races come at you from the Mystic Racing League, among others that we have here on VSPEED, but you're definitely going to want to be part of that in the future. Just about ready to turn them loose Pace truck is off. And for the first time tonight, the green flag is out in Nashville. Lap number 1 is going to belong to your pole sitter, Rayshawn Wingfield. Colin Ballinger is going to roll up to P2, right behind his good buddy, reversed order from last week. Top 5 breaking away a little bit down the backstretch, about 6/10 behind them. Flash going down to the bottom. Try and get the spot away. Not going to be able to do it right there. Somebody's in the grass for just a moment. Brett Ridd had a wild ride up off the corner. Going to lose a bunch of time here. Good news for him is that it should not end his day by any stretch. A little further up the field, Robert McKay down 2 from his outside pole starting position. Wall contact there. I talked at the top of the show about how the walls here at Nashville come up so quickly. You see it here off of turn number 2. You can roll the middle or the bottom or the top here. Got a little bit loose in the center. That's going to help Andrew Allen get right up to the back bumper. So let's ride up over with Allen through turn 4. See how quickly this wall happens. If you feel like you have a lot of room right here, then all of a sudden, oh, there's a wall right there. And McKay hit it 2 laps in a row. Top 3 breaking away, all in red trucks. Brad Nelson's down 6 positions. Remember, started 4th. Already down to 10th in the Nashville, Tennessee inspired number 33 machine. This is a battle for the lead. This time, Wingfield on the bottom, Ballinger on the top. At the stripe, give him 53. As they sail it down in turns 1 and 2. You see the sunset in the background. We've got a big gaggle of cars here. Still even, off of 2. Give it now to Ballinger. First time today, we've had a lead change here in Nashville. Bit of an issue with the 5, having some technical difficulties. We're not quite wadded up, but we are all bottled up behind the 27 here. Christian Barnes, who was very fast in practice, did not have a qualifying effort. Down 2 spots where he started, just in front of the very quickly fading Brad Nelson. Remember, Nelson from 4th, he's down to 12th. It's only been 7 laps. Either he's playing a very long game that we can't quite see, or he's got big issues in that 33 machine. In front of that, Bullman going at it here with Hunt. Off the rear, looking off the roof. Off the back of Caleb Hunt. Here's what he sees. One of my favorite things about this racetrack is the ability of cautions out on the speedway. Caution is out on the speedway. It's the 2 machine. Chris Cherneski is around. What happened here to the 2? Let's go find out. All 3 wide, probably not going to work. Got some help from Cochran. Around he goes. I don't think he hit anything. No, he did not. That is about as perfect of a spin as you can have here in Nashville. Didn't hit a darn thing. Just went for a little ride. That is, we did just notice Jacob Cochran back here in 15th. Surprising for the 84 to be back this far in the field. The driver who's typically dominated a mile and a half. So while this isn't a mile and a half, it's really a hybrid mile and a half short track kind of racetrack. It is still a lot more like a mile and a half than a short track. So I'm surprised to see him this far back, down 6 positions from the start of the race. He started 8th, of course. He and Brad Nelson are your biggest droppers in the race, 6 and 8 respectively. Alex Pollock is down 5, although he is on pit road in the Kenny Chesney, number 92 machine. Reggie Kime, Armageddon, number 9. Harold Tucker, right where he started, and that's Sofa News, number 79 machine. Biggest mover of the day so far? How about Adam Holston? Plus 8. Up to 8th in the 8. As well as Joshua Thornton in the 29. Very unfamiliar scheme for that truck. Usually black and red, this time yellow and black. Trying to throw us off just here a little bit. As we should be hitting the choose this time. See if the drone's got that good choose footage for us. Looks like it does. See some drivers go high, some go low. A little bit of an indecision there from the 34. Further back in the field. Everyone choosing where they want to restart here. Bringing that race analysis up again just to remind us all that we got a stage here in about 20 laps time. Make sure you get all the spots you can, get those points while the getting's good here in Nashville. Still having issues here with 5, unable to have a steady connection. That's why I see him appearing, disappearing. There's one right there. Makes it difficult for other drivers to race around him as well, because obviously you can't. It's hard to race on someone you can't see. And iRacing doesn't exactly know where that truck is either, so he could be up a half a lane from where he is at the moment. You really wouldn't know one way or the other, but driver's gonna have to navigate it. As here we go for our first restart of the day. Ballinger on the high side, Giles on the bottom. Good jump for the 53. He's gonna clear by 1 into the corner here. The battle here's a little further back, so we're peaking 3 wide. Not quite gonna get there. Looking at Ullman, Thornton, and Holston. They decide better of it. Right call this early in the race to not go 3 wide there. Remember last time somebody went 3 wide, the 2 truck went spinning into turn number 3. Giles and Wingfield scrapping. Down into 1. Oh, right on the door. And of course, Giles disappears for just a moment. Wingfield can't get there. As your top 6 single file out rather quickly. All the way back to Thornton. Who's door to door with Ullman still. And that is one of the great things about this racetrack is you can roll the high side and it can be fast. But it's not really the dominant line. You're probably going to want to rip right around that yellow line, right where the black meets the white, apron meets the racetrack. You're going to put that left front tire right on that paint, and as they call it, paint that line. A lot more speed, a little bit of grip, a little bit of turn as well in these trucks, which I believe everyone here is going to be fighting tight for most of this race. So we had just about some wall contact there with Ullman. Holston going to give a push to Thornton. This is the best battle on the racetrack right now. They're still swapping second position. This has 3 trucks under a blanket. Holston falls back just a touch. A little bit of block, a little arrow block down to the bottom there as we're halfway through the stage. Let's have a look at your leader. who, depending if the 5's in the frame or not, is either 3 truck lengths or 1 truck length ahead of second position. Caution's out on the speedway. Brent Rinn has gone around. Now, what caused the 24 machine to go for a slide? Cochran get another one? He did, in fact, get another one. Now, again, that one wasn't his fault. Wall contact from the 24 brought him down into the path of Jacob Cochran, but that's 2 for 2 right there in the Jelly Roll Brandon Lake machine. That's certainly a combination. Might be getting that thing fixed, not sure. A little bit of damage to the left side, but minimal. Saw another Nashville scheme of a Limp Bizkit. For Jacob Cochran. Continue to try and monitor the Nashville or music-inspired schemes as Giles hits pit road. The only one of the leaders to do so. This might be more of a need to fix the internet than anything. So we have at least 1 to green. Ballinger, last week's winner, leads in front of Rayshawn Wingfield, who I gotta say, this 23 machine is wonderful. What a great scheme. Take some inspiration from Kyle Busch schemes of the 20 teens. Those were always fast, especially in Indianapolis, where he rattled up a bunch of wins. And then the Eagle of Andrew Allen makes a return. Got a lot of airtime last week because, I mean, look how mean that Eagle looks. It'll get you. 4th spot, Robert McKay. The Manu 40 Crafts, I believe is what that says. Yes, Manu 40 Crafts, number 88 machine. And 1 spot further back, Evan Hinson in the Juice World 39. Now this is the paint scheme I resonate with. Gone too soon for sure. Juice World. So we get to choose. Said it last week. Takes a lot of admin ability to be able to have a league with the choose and have it run successfully. Something that we have seen the Mystic Racing League, and specifically this Black Diamond Designs Truck Series, formerly 9222 Designs Truck Series, do so well. Brandon Willard, Mr. Mystic himself, able to operate these series with great precision, great skill. Definitely a pleasure to work with the guy. Glad he's been able to bring on VSPEED and myself to be part of these shows. A lot of fun being here on my Wednesday or Thursday or Friday nights at 9 or 9:15 or 9:30 Eastern to bring you all this racing action that you can't see anywhere else. Back racing here in Nashville. Great jump again for the high side. It's going to be 2 truck lengths out in the lead. It's further back. Ullman able to get ahead of Barnes. Thornton right behind him, and then it's side by side. Pollock and Holston. With under 10 to go in the stage. Brad Nelson trying to rebound to stay inside the top 10, get some stage points. Caleb Hunt trying to take that away from him. Little crossover action here, potentially. 78 did get a really good run off the bottom. Nelson, at the moment, has got this spot. But of course, anything can happen as he's truck back in the wall. That is Zach White. Pretty hefty wall contact off of turn number 4. Catch up on what's happened in this race. Joshua Gillen, 21 laps off the pace. He did not complete the first lap. He might be out there now. He is. He just returned to the racetrack. So Joshua Gillen is back out on the racetrack. Gavin Hinson is the last driver on the lead lap in the 39. Every other driver here on the lead lap. Ballinger and Winkfield have led the majority of the laps here today. In fact, between the two of them, I believe all the laps so far, all 23 of them. They have gapped Andrew Allen by about 1.1 seconds. The other fast driver in the race is Cody Giles, who's having some internet issues and has fallen back to 17th after trying to pit to fix them. New side-by-side battles on the racetrack. Oh, he got him! What on earth? We just saw the tail end of that one. That was an interesting incident. We're going to have a really hard look at this one. And I believe so will Brandon Willard to figure out what happened here. We saw it was Pollock and Thornton. Let's go back on a replay and see what happened. See Thornton, this is the lap before. Thornton here pushing the 88 of McKay. This is the lap, in fact. Dives down to the bottom. You know, that was actually more on, I think that was more Thornton moving than Pollock moving. We saw, when the angle we saw looked like Pollock just right hooked him. I don't think that was the case here. Let's see if we can get a good onboard camera. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's kind of on both drivers. I mean, I think Pollock went down. I don't think he expected Thornton to come all the way back up the racetrack. I also don't think Thornton expected to have the truck do what it did when he turned back to the right, regardless. One's in the outside wall, one's out here on an 8. So we'll see if this transpires anything later in the show. As Pollock is now down pit road with a black flag. Probably something to do with that accident, I would imagine. Again, that Katie Chesney machine getting some airtime. I believe Tim McGraw's on the other side. That's going to give Joshua Gillen one of his 21 laps back. He's now an even 20 laps behind the leader. They say never, but it would take something spectacular for the 10 machine to get back on the lead lap. Curious to know what happened to cause him to go that far down. But this caution comes at a strange time, puts us in a situation where it's going to be a very quick dash to the end of stage number 1. Bring up that analysis one more time. Stage 1 at lap number 30. We should be going green here at about 28, which means, of course, 2-lap dash, green-white checker, essentially, to the end of the stage. Pay out some stage points. Everyone probably hits pit road. We rack them up, do it again for stage number 2. As we hit the choose. See drivers at the bottom of the frame. Choose left, choose right. Right on board with Zach White, who caught the wall pretty good. Still running in the 14th position. The fast repair, obviously, very helpful for the 29. Joshua Thornton, only driver to use one so far. He is back in the hunt in that yellow and black good wrench machine. Ballinger, Winkfield, who have dominated the last race and 27 laps, find themselves up at the front. Andrew Allen, John Ullman, Christian Barnes round out your top 5. McKay, Holston, Nelson, Kime, Hunt are your top 10, trying to get those stage points. First driver to pit in this race, Reggie Kime in 9th. He was on pit road 17 laps ago. This is also a good opportunity to flip a stage. If you're Brett Rinn in 14th, he did that. So did Harold Tucker III, Gavin Hinson, and Cody Giles. Now we're going to get back racing here. We're going green. This time the launch on the bottom for your leader. And again, it's going to be a truck length into turn number 1. It's a shootout, folks. And Ballinger has got the gap he needs. Andrew Allen got tight in the center. That's going to hold up him and Winkfield behind him. Going to bring Barnes a little bit closer. Ullman and the whole rest of that train, most of this field single filed out all the way back to Caleb Hunt and Reggie Kime. Alan Zukov trying to make a move as well. Oh, 3 wide potentially. I don't like that. Oh, big shove into the corner. Thornton got him. Thornton, and he got Zukov as well. Great save for those drivers. Oh, my goodness. I'm sure that's going to be reviewed after the race. I would hope so, as we're still 3 wide on the front stretch. Rinn, Zukov, Giles, what a wild lap. And while that all happens, last lap of stage number 1. Ballinger up by 0.8 of a second, shot out of a cannon on this run. The battle for the final stage points going to go all the way back to Robert McKay, who is going to be uncontested for that stage, for that final stage position. You can give stage number 1 to Colin Ballinger. Congratulations. Well done. There is your stage 1 winner. Four cautions, 1 lead change. It was when he took it away from his teammate Rayshon Winkfield. Led 27 of those 30 laps en route to the stage 1 victory. Now that stage 1 is in the books, should see drivers hit the pit lane here, at least the majority of them. Reggie Kime with some heavy damage as well. What happened to the 9? We have to go back and see what happened. Oh, he's heavy damage. Look at that, left front not even attached anymore. What caused the 9 machine to have his incident? So is it broken? It is broken there. Went into the corner here, and oh, it just didn't turn. Don't know if that was maybe a black screen error. We've seen that happen with a few drivers here recently on VSPEED. But that truck simply went to turn 1 and did not turn. Interesting. Back here on the pit lane. Brett Rinn, of course, mentioned him. He stayed out, so did Gavin Hinson, trying to flip the stage. They've been out for 7 laps. We've got about, but when we get back racing, about 30 laps to the end of this stage. And if we bring out the race analysis, 45 to 50 was the fuel estimation, meaning they are well within that fuel estimation. Should be able to make it to the end of stage number 2 without much of an issue. Now the question becomes, are tires going to be a problem? Or are 7 laps few enough that you can get after it here at Nashville without getting caught by this ensuing pack? Once we choose, we'll get a good look. Here's Chris Chernetsky hits the pit lane. He was on the oldest tires in the field. He had not yet pit either. Don't believe we're choosing this time. No. Brett Rinn is your leader at the moment. Leading his first lap of the day. Gavin Hinson in the second spot. Alex Pollock follows behind him. And then your leader of the most laps today and stage 1 winner, Colin Ballinger, is going to restart in 4th. Rayshawn Winkfield right behind him in 5th. Christian Barnes, Adam Holston in 7th. John Ullman is 8th. Andrew Allen in the 9th spot. And Brad Nelson hangs on for a top 10. Robert McKay is 11th. Jacob Cochran is working his way up. He is now in 12th. Joshua Thornton, eventful day to make up to 13th. Zach White in 14th. Reggie Kime, after the damage, he finds himself in the 15th spot. Harold Tucker III is in 16th. Caleb Hunt, 17th. Alan Jackson outside of that truck. Alan Zukov off of pit road. He is 18th. Chris Chernetsky is on pit road still. He's 19th. Cody Giles is a lap down in 20th. There he is. And Joshua Gillen is now 19 laps down. He's going to get there, folks. He can do it. As we should be hitting the choose this time by. From high above this racetrack in the VSPEED blimp, should see drivers fan out high, fan out low to choose their lanes. Leader's going to take the top side. You're really getting an appreciation for just how big this racetrack is and the infrastructure that it takes to have one of these racetracks. And this isn't near the largest racetrack on the circuit, that of course being Talladega if you're counting ovals, at 2 2/3 miles, so exactly twice the size of this facility in terms of length. Really just a marvel to think at how big some of these facilities are. This one concrete too, the largest concrete racetrack on the circuit. The other ones, of course, being Dover, Bristol, and the corners of Martinsville. Now we're going to restart with 30 laps remaining. Rinn and Hinson have not led today. Neither has Pollock. Winkfield and Ballinger have been the 2 dominant trucks. They will make up the inside of row 2 and the outside of row number 3. Big checkup on the inside all the way through the restart zone, but we are going racing here. Big jump for the outside. Great launch for Pollock. Caught Hinson sleeping, and the top 2 on the outside are going to get away easily. And oh, the battle is on for the new tires. How quickly can Ballinger get through it? Oh, there goes the 27. Christian Barnes is around. He spins it, but he does not trigger a caution. We saw that truck just get sideways on those cold tires. Now it's Winkfield behind Hinson. Can he clear the 39? This, of course, would help him in the battle between the 53 for the first drivers on the new tires. Can't quite clear the 39 yet. Maybe now into the corner. Oh, off the corner. Did not get a good run. Going to hit the wall potentially just a little bit. It's off the back bumper of the 53. They're still side by side. Oh, Hinson missed the bottom. Still getting tight. That should give the momentum to the 23 here on the high side. He should be able to clear pretty easily for Winkfield. Yes, easily was going to clear. 39 will fall back in line with Holston in the 8. As Ballinger is fighting Pollock. Putting some pressure on the drivers with the 6-lap older tires. Brett Rinn in that same boat. Fastest truck on the track last time by was your third place driver, Ballinger, who's got to the quarter here of the Tim McGraw 92 machine down to the inside. Will this be an easy pass? It looks like it off the corner. Clear. Yes, up to second. Wingfield has work to do. "26 laps left in the stage." I don't think the question is when does the 53 get there, or sorry, is if he gets there, it's when he gets there. Because he's already to the back bumper. Oh, he's going to turn the leader. He's going to turn him. Brett Rinn just got moved out of the way. And Pollock tried to do the same thing. Back to Ballinger. What a save by Brett Rinn as we still race on. Here in the top four. From the blimp. Pollock under attack from those two red machines. Missed the bottom a little bit, did Pollock. Gonna put Wingfield in a bit of a bad spot. Wingfield's gonna get that spot cleared, however. Unbelievable save by Brett Rinn, just have to say it. Holston's is able to get by here. Rinn on the oldest tires in the field is going to fall back to 5th. Hits it on that same strategy. I think at this point they're just trying to hang on. Clean air was going to be their best friend. Unfortunately, they got it ripped away from them. A little bit of contact from the 53. There are some much faster drivers on better tires behind them. Woolman and Cochran trying very, very desperately to get around these guys. So I think you're going to start to see these tires wear very quickly. Speaking of tire wear, it's hard to say if there were any changes made in iRacing's update that dropped yesterday. Their big Season 3 update, the biggest of the year, every year. Did that bring any surprises for these drivers? I know there was some confusion, some technical difficulties behind the scenes, but you wouldn't know it from how this race has gone so far. As we see here, Wingfield a quarter second behind his teammate, 3/4 of a second. Scratched up half a second ahead of Holston. Driver who has led 4 laps today. In the nothing but a good time 150 here in Nashville. What I really like about this racetrack is the ability to use different lines and be fast. The differences are subtle. We're going to see it here in turn number 1. So the 53 takes a really wide arc, much shallower entry. The driver we're on board with in the 23. That allows him to take a bit of a wider exit. Carry about the same amount of speed, though. The difference in lap time is not much different. And of course, dirty air not helping Ray-John in this case. So let's look through the field here. Reggie Kyman 13th. Fighting with Robert McKay. This is the closest battle on the racetrack. As they sail it off into turn number 1. Little contact. Oh, he's leaning on him. Time giving him the business. Side by side. Here comes Nelson behind him. Oh, and more contact. Hits the bottom again, did Reggie Kime. This is not over yet. Nelson, he knows it. Nelson got pushed down to the bottom. McKay trying to aggressively side draft. Oh, more contact. For the 3rd corner in a row, Robert McKay is dispatched off the bottom and moved up out of the way. Twice by Kime, once by Brad Nelson. He's going to fall back behind Zukov and Hunt, back to 16th position. In fact, he will be the second to last driver in the fray. Obviously, Zach White at 77, bringing the rear of this group. Christian Barnes well off the pace after that slide. Chris Chernetsky, last driver on the lead lap in the 2 machine. Cody Giles a lap down. Joshua Gillen 19 laps off the pace. As we move up the field here, Andrew Allen at 9th, Harold Tucker the 3rd and 10th. Remember, Tucker the 3rd started last. He's the second biggest mover of the day, up 11. See what he's got in store for us here. Got to the inside of Andrew Allen. As they have a great battle going on in front of him as well. Jacob Cochran has finally found his way to the top 5 after a couple of run-ins off the front bumper of that 84 machine. Giles, who is a lap down, is caught up to this group as well. Ullman sends it in there on Pollock. Two drivers trying to make up some spots. They both got tight. It's going to allow Giles to get right up to the back bumper of Ullman. Will the lap down machine of the 5 go make a pass? He might try and get his lead back, or the lead lap back the hard way. As Thornton pursues. Closing in on halfway here. Oh, the Giles got him! And then Giles got hit as well because he disappeared. Oh, and he's like, oh, Thornton got him again. Oh my goodness. Remember what happened earlier in the race, folks, with Thornton and Pollock. This time, the tables have turned. That's going to lose both those guys a ton of track position. Oh man, that's a killer. If you're Alex Pollock, Thornton as well. I mean, both were up battling for 6th and 7th, and now we're 9th and 10th, 8th and 9th, but way back of the group you were fighting with. Is Allen and Tucker still fight for it? This is for the 7th position. Off the corner, give it to Tucker the 3rd. As Brett Rinn's going to fall back a few. We got a gaggle here, folks. 6 trucks trying to sort out where to go. All the way back. From Caleb Hunt. Zach White. 5 drivers. 6 drivers trying to figure out who's going to take the spots. Ooh, heavy contact in the wall for Alex Pollock, who's had a bit of a roller coaster day so far. Found stuff up at the front for a little bit. Contact with a few drivers has had him swatting flies, trying to keep that thing pointed in the right direction. Right now battling with Alan Zukov for 12th. Trying to get that spot back. Off the corner, not quite able to do so. Return up to the front of the field as the 53 and 23, Ballinger and Winkfield, have gapped, and I mean gapped, Adam Holston. The gap's now 2.5 seconds. Gavin Hinson has closed up to the back bumper of Holston, which is really incredible because this Juice World body armor number 39 is on 7-lap older tires than the rest of the field. And by looking at it, you think it was the other way around. He is rolling. He's going to go ahead and he's going to pass in the middle of the corner. Adam Holston, can he go up and get the leaders? We'll see what a lap where he is not passing a truck looks like on the stopwatch. Last time by, both leaders were about a tenth faster than he was. But of course, when you're passing someone, you're typically going slower than what you could be on an optimal lap. This will be a good opportunity to check. You see just the center of the corner speed that Hinson has. Off the gearbox of Hinson, let's look back at Holston. At that time, Hinson matched the lap times of the leaders. Was the third fastest of them, but also the third fastest on the racetrack. And look at the exit speed that Hinson's able to generate over Holston. You can just see it, how quickly that truck drives away and launches up off the corner. We are running fixed setups here, but this one looks like it's open. I think he made the right changes to it. As this three-way battle here, I think Caleb Hunt just got used up by Nelson and Allen. This essentially for 9th. Zukov might make this 9th, 12th here in just a sec. Allen's up in the fence a little bit. And we're past halfway. 5 laps to go in the stage. And Wingfield mounting a charge. He has got to the back bumper. There are your two leaders. Lap traffic in front of them. Is that going to mean anything for this battle? Just slide up off the corner. Both trucks suffering a little bit from a tight condition. You can see them both scrape the outside wall there. They rush by the crowd down to turn number 1. Right in the tire tracks is Wingfield. He's going to get a better exit here. Pull down to the bottom. Potentially, no, he's going to go to the top side. Trying to cross him over. He's going to get there. He is to the corner. Ballinger moves him up the racetrack. Not going to work that time. 3 to go in the stage. Again, the high side for the 23 of Wingfield. No momentum this time, but they should catch this lap truck. Chris Chernensky in the 2, running 19th, last driver on the lead lap. He won't go down without a fight. This will be one of the few times all day that Ballinger has had dirty air on the nose of that 53. Will that impact how the truck drives? We got 2 laps to go here in stage number 2. Trying to get a lower exit here. Is Wingfield not quite able to do it? Even down the backstretch. It looks like Ballinger gets into the corner better, but Wingfield is faster off the corner. Great exit, going to close it in to a 1/10 of a second. Dirty air is impacting on the final lap of this stage. Your leader. Great battle. This is for the stage win. Whoever brings it back to the line first in half a lap will win. Stage number 2, lap truck to the bottom. He's going to go to the middle. He's going to block the leader. Is it going to be enough? Drag race off of turn number 4 and give it to Colin Ballinger. What a run to the flag. That's about as close as you can make it. Unbelievable work there. Great stuff. For your stage winner, let's get the right driver on the screen maybe. Your stage winner, Colin Ballinger, who has won both stages. He swept them here today. 5 cautions, 3 lead changes, just 2 drivers giving it back and forth as we go for the longest run of the day. And while These drivers collect themselves, get ready to hit pit road. We'll stay on until they finish their pit stops and take a quick commercial break here. Thank some of our fantastic sponsors that allow us to bring these shows to you. And while the drivers take a break, why don't you take a quick break and hit that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon so you can keep track of all the races that we have going on here on VSPEED. Don't want to miss any of this great action. You saw that. Half a truck length between first and second at the stage as they peel down the pit lane. We'll win the race off pit road. Might be the only way you get around the 53 tonight. Andrew Allen with a not great pit entry. Oh, he completely missed it. He's still trying to find it. Goodbye track position for the 96. Driver's off pit road. He hasn't even gotten into his box yet. Oh, it's going to be close. Wingfield. No, Wingfield did not get him. Wow, that was close. I don't know how Baldinger beat him off the corner, or off of pit road there, but he got him. He got him. But as promised, we're taking a quick commercial break here. Be back right after this. You've been watching the Mystic Racing League, the Black Diamond Designs Truck Series. Don't go anywhere. Be back in just a second.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here on VSPEED, here at Nashville Super Speedway for the nothing but a good time, 150, 70 laps in the books. Just over 40 laps remaining. Field is doubled up. Choose cone has been done. Two dominant trucks of the day on the front row. Baldinger's led most of the laps. 58 of 70 so far. Rayshon Wingfield has led a handful. Brett Rinn led a couple as well on a pit sequence. Adam Holston, John Ullman, and Jacob Cochran are your top 5. As we strive to figure out, can anybody get that top spot away from the 53? Into the Geico restart zone. Great launch by your outside lane. He's going to be to the quarter panel of the leader Oh, can't quite stay there into turn number 1. He's off in turn 2. Oh, loose for Ullman. He's going to go down to the bottom. Is he able to save it? I think so. Yes, he does. What a slide. Not the first time we've seen a driver get loose off a 2 on the initial start. Remember, we saw that same thing happen to Christian Barnes earlier in the race. And now, Brett Rinn having issues as well. Falls back a few spots. And while I'm not as well versed on this as I should be, I was talking to a teammate of mine earlier before this race started about the new update and how the tires, and I don't know if it's the same on these trucks, you slide the tires, they are absolutely killed, like 10% off of tire wear in one slide. If that's the case here, that is really going to hurt John Ullman. We'll have to keep an eye on him and see. Remember, he's all the way back in 18. What do the lap times look like after this run goes for a little while on the 34? Are they as bad as that, you know, massive numbers? We only have 40 laps remaining here. Let's keep an eye on Jacob Cochran, who has moved up. Remember, he started 8th, but he fell all the way back to outside the top 15 at one point in the races. Joshua Thornton has a big issue. He's in the grass. 29 did a little lawn mowing in that good wrench number 29. I want to go back and see what happened to him. Possibly some help from the 27. Could have been the 79 as well. He was running 5th. Yeah, he got some help from the 79, who also went down the grass. Thornton now the last driver on the lead lap, and he is well off the pace. He's running about 4 seconds slower. 6 seconds slower that last lap, actually, than our leaders were. Going to keep an eye on that. That could be those tires like I was talking about. Daryl Tucker the third around that same lap time, about 6 seconds off the pace. Very interesting to see here. Is Ballinger still rolling? Tucker back to running 31 flats. Thornton ran a 31.7, so definitely some wear on the tires. About a second off the pace from the leaders, but nothing to write home about, so to speak, as Jacob Cochran trying to get up to the second spot. He's already in the highest spot he's been all day in third. He maybe get up to the second spot. Down to the inside. Has preferred line into turn number 3. I believe Wingfield's going to let him go. He will let him go. Remember, only driver's been able to really hold serve all race with the 53 has been the 23, and Gavin Hinson in the 39, who's back in 11th. So who's it going to be, if anyone, to challenge this 53? Will it be Jacob Cochran, who we've seen in recent weeks have issues on the longer runs after dominating some shorter tracks? He really struggled the long run last week's at Charlotte. On the short run, he's got a lot of speed. 10 laps into this run, we should be able to make it to the end on fuel in this run, right on the edge. Remember, the fuel window 45 to 50 went back racing with about 45, 46. So we should be in the window if, and that's a big if, you can manage what you got. As Barnes out to the inside. Holston going to clear off of 4. Yes, he will. Nelson back up in the top 10. Started 4th. He's fallen back quite a ways. At one point, after about 7 laps at the start of the race, fell back to 12th. But there was thought it was going to be an early day for the 33. He's able to rebound quite well. The driver having the roughest day in terms of positions lost would be Robert McKay. Started second, running in 15th. No laps led for the 88. Had a great qualifying effort, but not much else to show for it. Got muscled up out of the group a couple times. Richie Kime all over the back bumper. All over him. Juice World on the hood of that 39. You go get a spot. That is the 9th position from Andrew Allen and the Eagle. Cody Giles back up on the lead lap. He is 7th. Looks like the internet issues are fixed and he is the fastest truck on the racetrack. Trying to get around Caleb Hunt, who's in 6th. Really a good pit cycle for the 78. He wasn't all that quick in terms of top 10 speed. Before the pit stop, he's finding himself up in the top 6. As Cochran hounds Ballinger for the lead. Not as much, though, as Giles is hounding Hunt. Can, at least for the moment, move that red and green 5 machine up to the 6th position as he goes below the single yellow line. That is a legal place to pass here. You are able to go down there. I wouldn't advise it, as it's a very aggressive transition, but you can run there. There's no problem with it. Just like you can run in the grass. Again, I just don't advise it. It's legal, just probably wouldn't do it, you know? We battle back here, Pollock and Andrew Allen. Here comes Woolman, who had that big slide earlier. Able to rebound a little bit. He slid off turn 2 on the initial lap of this run. And how about a look at the drivers who had their slides as well. Thornton just lost the 19th spot to Chernesky. He's now last row on the lead lap, about 13 seconds back of your leader. Running about the same lap times, though, so that's good news. Harold Tucker III, who also was involved in that spin, he is running about the same lap times as well. He's 9 seconds behind the leader in 18th, just up the road, Thornton. So the good news is the slide is going to be the only thing that hurts him. The tire wear resulting from the slide seems to be a non-factor to this point. Not the first time that the 53 has seen someone right on the back bumper. Remember, the end of the stage 2. So Rayshon Wingfield really pressure your leader. Not able to get around him, though, and claim the stage W. Cochran holding serve right now. A second back to Wingfield. Then Barnes, Holston, and Giles all right behind that 23 machine. Let's see. Corner of your screen, the gap back from first to second. Cochran faster into the corners. Giles better center off of the corners and all the way down the straightaways. This is where you're going to want to be faster here at Nashville. Momentum is such a key to this racetrack. Because again, Cochran better into the corner, and Giles increases that lead off the corner. And that's one of the fun things about racing, especially as the leader. It's a little more frustrating a second, but if you're Ballinger and if you're Cochran, you're basically just trying to science out, what is the other guy doing? Where is he better than me? Where am I better than him? And how can I capitalize on where I'm better? How can I minimize where I'm worse? Is it my line? Is it where I throttle up? Is it where I break into the corner? What am I doing wrong that is allowing him to be faster in that particular section of the racetrack? And do I have enough to get around him if I don't change what I'm doing? That's what you ask yourself as a driver. When you're in a battle like this, you're really just hoping that you're able to get the lane you want. You go take the spot away. Let's ride on board from Alex Pollock. A little further back. This is in 10th position. Trying to get around a Morgan Wallen's this bar machine of Brad Nelson. Good example right there. Nelson drives really deep into the corner, allows Pollock to to back up the corner and get a really good run off. You can't be fast into and out of the corner. You have to give up somewhere. And it is usually much better to give up into the corner than out of the corner. The exception being when you have someone on your inside or outside, you're probably going to want to roll that entry a little faster, keep them from passing you. That would be the exception. But as we talk about it, Jacob Cochran has, I don't know if he literally hit a wall, but he's also figuratively hit a wall. He has fallen back by a second in the last 3 laps from your leader. About 0.3 a lap every lap it's been since we went away from this battle, and Wingfield has caught up. There's second to third. You can see right in the center of the corner, the 84. Struggling to get that thing to turn, probably just from overdriving the entry, burned up the right front. Wingfield now to the bottom. Should be able to clear pretty easily into the corner. Hard drive in there for Cochran. And clear. Yes. Ooh. Ooh, those are tough ones. Good battle back here. Giles trying to get around Holston as well. This for the 5th position. Remember, Cody Giles was one of the only drivers able to keep up with your top 2. If there's a caution that comes out here in this stage, and if there's a caution that comes out, everyone's pitting, by the way. 27 laps on tires. This could be a sleeper pick if a caution comes out. I don't believe he's going to be able to make up 3 seconds on the racetrack in under 20 laps. That is ambitious, considering he was a 10th and a half slower last time than Bollinger, Wingfield, and Barnes in front of him. Let's see what it is this time by. Little faster, but he's still slower than everyone in front of him. Except for Cochran, who's going to lose 3rd to Barnes as well. So again, the long runs not working for the 84. We saw him cruise to victories earlier this year, being fast on short, intermediate, and long runs. That is not going to be the case today. He does not have that long run speed. He needs to contend with Bollinger, Wingfield, and Barnes as these runs get longer. Look a little further back in the field. Pick him up here off of turn number 2. Reggie Kime battling with Andrew Allen. This for 14th. These 2 drivers separated by under 0.2. This is the closest battle on the racetrack. That's how much things have spread apart here in Nashville. Pretty common theme for this racetrack to have racing spread apart as Nelson trying to get around Ullman. These 2 getting after it. Not quite able to clear. Oh, just barely got him cleared. Did Nelson, who's got a little bit of right rear damage as well. It looks like on the 33 from one of the earlier incidents. You can see how that, we'll see it on the gearbox here. How on the left side of your screen, just below the L in black, there's a little bit of a dent on that spoiler. That is not helping performance at all. We might be able to see it better from the view of John Ullman. Gotten away from him a little bit. You can see a little bit of scrapes, dents there, right around that right side tail light is dented in a little bit. That is not going to help the handling of the 33, although he is still fast enough to keep the 10th position. Is in front of him. Hinson passing the fading Holston. He's going to try and get down and block the 92, and he does. Pollock probably not happy about that move. But Holston is falling back in a hurry. Remember, he was up in the top 5. Now down to 8. 13 laps to go. Can he hang on the rest of the way here and stay in the top 10? And also, what a turnaround for Caleb Hunt. A driver who had trouble cracking the top 10 up until the final stage. The night time is the right time for Caleb Hunt. Can move up to the field here, up to 6th with 13 to go here. Let's have a look at the weather. 85 degrees on the track. That's pretty cool for Nashville. Gonna help some of these drivers to handle it, while others are gonna struggle. And don't look now. Oh, the caution's out. Uh-oh, Harold Tucker III's in the grass. I was gonna say Wingfield caught up. Remember, this gets Giles fresh tires as well. This is gonna be one heck of a battle at the end. Let's see what happened to Harold Tucker III. Andrew Allen involved as well. Let's get out from the blimp view. Kime, Allen, Zukov. Oh, Allen into the back of Kime. It's all good from here. Tucker into the back of Zukov. Then Allen just gets tight off the corner, gets inside of Tucker. Around he goes. Not sure how that one triggered a caution, and some of the other ones didn't. Oh, probably because he went backwards. When he was doing that burnout, trying to get going the right way, he ended up going backwards. That will trigger the caution every time. Quick race update as well. Robert McKay retired 4 laps ago from the race. He will finish 20th here tonight. Everyone hits the pit lane. This is the money stop. Who will win the race off pit road? Oh, Cochran missed the stall entirely. That's going to hurt him significantly. And Allen hits the stall properly this time for the second pit stop in a row. Bollinger's going to be able to get off pit lane first. Big loser on that subject of Cochran, of course, down 3 or 4 spots. 10 laps to go. It's gonna be a shootout here in Nashville. Just how we like it. High above this racetrack, lights are on. Might be hitting the choose this time. Do we see drivers fan high, fan low? It does not look like it. While we have the opportunity, let's see if we can maybe interview a driver here. How about John Ullman? John Ullman, Morgan up in the booth, you got a copy.
I got you.
My goodness, you kind of came out of nowhere. You've been hanging out around the top 8 or so most of the day. Find yourself in 3rd right now. Good pit stop. What's it going to take to get you the win here today?
I think I just need to get a good launch off of turn 2 and hopefully get underneath Rayshawn and then see what we got for Colin after that.
All right, well, how would you describe your race to this point?
Pretty good. I mean, unfortunately, I think my truck is more of like comes in about lap 10 to 15, so not enough laps to really see that. But with 2 tires, hopefully I can keep it loose enough to rotate good.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the way. While we still got you, anyone you want to shout out or thank?
Always you guys, VSPEED. I'll always shout you guys out.
Awesome, appreciate that, John. Good luck the rest of the way here.
Thank you, sir.
That is your third place driver, John Ullman, going to restart on the bottom here. So let's set it up. Ballinger, Wingfield, Ullman, Barnes, Hinson, your top 5. Giles, Holston, Hunt, Nelson, Pollock. The top 10. Drivers outside the top 10. Cochran, White, Rinn, Allen, Tucker III, Thornton, Kime, Zukov, and Chernesky. That is your top 19. All the drivers on the lead lap. Robert McKay out of the race. He will finish 20th. Joshua Gillen still running. He will finish 21st. Some amount of laps down. It's going to get wild, folks. You haven't already? Put the seatbelts on. Pull them tight. Put the popcorn to the side so you don't throw it all over the place. Set the drinks on the coasters. We're about to get rowdy here in Nashville. And the green flag has been displayed. Who's going to bring home the guitar in Music City? Ballinger once again. Easy clear. Ullman fell back. Oh, big block on the backstretch. Giles and Wingfield. Giles didn't like it. Going to give him a shot. Oh, he's going to turn Barnes. Barnes gets loose. He got moved up out of the way. And and they're wrecking behind him. Big wreck behind him. Most of the field is in it. Caution is out. That's 5-6 trucks involved. Ullman, who started in third, is involved in this one as well. Oh, he went from great to not great in very quick fashion. We got to go all the way back here to Rayshawn Wingfield's where this thing started at. What happened here? So all the way back here to the restart. We're going to see it. This all started with the 5 and the 23. It actually had, I know the 27 was upset with Wingfield, but it really wasn't as much Wingfield as it was Giles here. Giles goes all the way down to the bottom. And big block from the 23. Giles still pushing. Still pushing. Still pushing. Then right there gives him a big shot. Gets the 23 loose up into Barnes. And then Barnes is loose, and then they're 4 wide trying to avoid this. And yeah, big contact back there. We'll see it better from Caleb Hunt. Had a good view of this. Check it out from his point of view here. So you see the 78 machine getting pushed from Pollock right now. Ullman falls back to this group. But they're 3 wide here. Hunt shoots the middle, gets Ullman loose. And that's kind of where this whole thing starts, is Ullman can't go down any further. One more look from Zach White. See Gangle trucks in front of the 77. See the block all the way down to the bottom. Gave him a shove, got into the 27. We've seen all this. Then they're loose in front of him. Loose, loose, loose. Oh, is he going to get away from it? Nope, right into the door. And then it pushes Ullman as well. Almost cleared him, but not quite. For Zach White. 5 to go. Here in Nashville. Should be a natural green-white checker. And this is going to put the 3 fastest trucks of the day all at the front of the field. We've seen already Giles not afraid to give the bumper to Rayshon Wingfield's. We just finished the choose. We're going to have Bollinger on the top, Wingfield on the bottom. That's a dangerous spot to be if Wingfield can time the restart properly. Hinson is going to be on the outside of row 2. Giles on the inside of row 2. Holston outside of row 3. Barnes outside or inside of row 3. And of course, those 3 red trucks on the bottom, not very much fans of each other at the moment. Of course, that caused Barnes to go from 2nd back to 6th. Did a great job saving that truck, however. Could have been a lot worse for him. Three laps to go. So not quite a green, white checker, but close. Close to it. About as close as you can get. Pace truck makes the hard turn off of pit road or onto pit road into the restart zone. Playing games up on the front row. It was a good jump for the 23, but it wasn't quite enough. And Giles down to the bottom. Giles going to give him a push. Giles is going to spin himself. Trying to stay off of him. It's going to hurt Barnes again for the second time. Oh, Cochran's around. They're still wrecking. Rinn, Cochran, the 33, the 91. A whole bunch of trucks are in it. Oh, my goodness. We are going to have a green, white checker here today, folks. Little overtime action here in Nashville. I told you to buckle up, put the popcorn down. All right, so this all starts back with the 5, and then Rinn got into the side of the 84, and we had a whole bunch of trucks spinning and wrecking involved. All 3 of those guys hit the inside wall hard. Oh, Zukov as well comes in late. Yeah, that's a tough one. Let's, you can hear the damage. So he's kind of out of control right here, and he gets a little tap. Not much he can do. Tries to lock it down, and then just at the wrong time, it caught and it hooked the outside wall, hooked the inside wall. I want to go back and see what Giles was up to on this restart. From inside the truck. That's a weird one, because it's almost like he had a lot of rear brake in, and he touched the brake pedal and shot it and almost shot around on him. But that's the second incident in as many restarts that the 27 and the 5 with blocking caused a bunch of other trucks to have an issue. As we should be hitting the choose here very shortly. As we roll off of turn number 2. This is going to bring up Gavin Hinson, who, remember, Hinson had some speed earlier in the race. He was able to keep pace with these top 2, although that was on the long run. So does he have the short run speed he needs to get back up here? Another driver to quickly watch out for. We talked to him earlier, John Ullman. 5 lap fresher tires. I don't know if it's going to work on 3 laps to be able to get up there. Caleb Hunt as well in 10th has the same set of tires as John Ullman. Allen, Pollock, Tucker III, White, Cochran, Zukov all just hit the pit lane. Brett Rinn is a lap down. McKay is probably going to now finish 21st because of the green, white checker. Joshua Gillen will move up to 20th. Perseverance pays off, folks. He didn't actually take his first lap until lap number 20, and he's still going to find himself not last in this race. So good on him. Everyone is chosen. Again, the 23 and the 5 will be lined up. How do you block the high side? I guess that's the question. We've seen the 23 block all the way down to the yellow line in 2 different spots on the racetrack. To the 5, does it happen for the 3rd time up to the wall, perhaps? I feel like this race is not over by a long shot. Your front four: Ballinger, Winkfield, Hinson, Giles, Holston in 5th, Ullman in 6th on the fresher tires. Pace truck, hopefully for the final time, leaves the racing surface into the start zone. Oh, great launch. Best one of the day by Rayshon Winkfield. He might be there into turn number 1. Oh, around goes Barnes. Barnes just got turned off the nose of the 27. Oh, and another crash behind him. Andrew Allen's around. No caution. No caution. He stopped in the racetrack. Still no caution. As Giles into the back of Winkfield for what feels like the 40th time tonight. They're going to get to the white flag. White flag is out here in Nashville. Ballinger, Winkfield, Giles. Giles going to get it into Winkfield. Off the corner, down the backstretch. One more time, he drives into the back of him. But off of turn 4, back to back for Colin Ballinger. He spins him at the line, but your winner here tonight, Colin Ballinger, in the 53, wins at Nashville. $105 of 116 laps led. Oh my goodness. Exactly the opposite of how he won last week. Dominates today. He will win the nothing but a good time 150. Here in Nashville. Congratulations to him. We're going to have a chat with your winner. In fact, your entire top 3. Ballinger, Giles, and Winkfield. After some commercials, word from our sponsors, as well as your race results. You're not going to want to go anywhere. It's now time for the post show here from Nashville Superspeedway. For Mystic Racing League, the Black Diamond Designs Truck Series here for the nothing but a good time 150 at Nashville. Don't go anywhere, folks. Be back right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here at Nashville Superspeedway for the conclusion of the Nothing But a Good Time 150 here for the Mystic Racing League and their Black Diamond Designs Truck Series. And here's how it went down. Terrific ending. Eventful ending to what was a great race. Colin Bollinger led most of the laps in a win from the third spot. Giles will finish in second, somewhat controversially. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Winkfield going to finish in third. Hinson in fourth with a good rebound. Holston finishes in fifth. John Ullman up to sixth. Thornton with a very eventful day finishes in seventh. Caleb Hunt in eighth. Harold Tucker the third from last up to the ninth spot is going to finish in the ninth position. Pollock rounds out your top 10. 11th spot will be Brad Nelson. Barnes going to finish in 12th. Zukov in the 13th spot. 14th to be Zach White. Jacob Cochran in the 15th position. Kime finishes 16th. Allen in 17th. Kerneski hangs on for an 18th place finish. Brett Rinn 19th. Joshua Gillen going to finish in 20th. Last driver on the grid here is McKay. Crashed earlier, just before the end of the race. He finishes 17 laps down in the 21st position. That is how the results went for this race with 8 cautions and 3 lead changes after 116 laps. But that's not why everyone was here, right? We all want to know what the heck just happened at the end of this race. Well, let's chat with Rayshon Winkfield and find out. Rayshon, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you know what I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to hold that for just a second. So this race, you found yourself starting on the pole, had a great run for most of the race, kind of right in the tire tracks of Bollinger. What more did you need? Where was he better than you tonight? And what did you need to get around him?
I mean, early it was just me figuring out where he was messing up, where he wasn't really messing up to begin with, but there are some parts of the track I was a little bit faster than him on the first run in 3 and 4, and then the second run I was faster than him in 1 and 2. And then that last run, I just laid back a little bit, prayed for a long run. We got it, and I saved my tire. I was catching him with like 10 to go. I got to him. Felt like I was gonna pass for the win, and then the back marker's wrecked for last. It's once again another, just disappointment. It sucks.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. You had him set up. You had him right where you wanted him, and somebody else took that position out of your hands. And that's going to lead me to my second point again. You know exactly where I'm going with this. You and Giles, for the last 3 restarts, he would go to the bottom, you would block to the bottom, he would shove you into the corner. He did it 3 times in a row. The last time, he just about, well, actually, all 3 times he caused an accident behind him as well. But on the last one, I think he got frustrated enough that he actually tried to wreck you in turn 4, and then he did on the front stretch. What do you have to say about it, and really, what started all of this?
I mean, it's a late race restart with 3 to go. I'm gonna try to protect my position. Um, I know I'm not running for points or anything. He isn't either. So it's really. I mean, they throw blocks on lap 3 in real life. It's like it's track position. If a late race caution comes out or another caution comes out like it did. I'd like to be at least starting P2 or starting on the front row, but I threw a block. He got mad, punted me in the corner, wrecked the 27. For some reason, the 27 was mad at me. The next restart, figures out what line I'm going in, starts behind me, does the same thing, punts me in 1 or hits me in the middle, 1 and 2. Then the next restart, I get a good jump. He gets a good jump too on behind me. And then going and 1, hits me twice, helps me turn. I mean, he helped me turn. And then on the backstretch, I pull away from him a little bit, and then he just doesn't brake in 3 and 4 in the last lap, or brake enough and hits me. I get a little tight, I guess, and then I'm giving him the whole bottom of the track on this coming to the checkered flag. Like I'm riding the wall basically, and he just hooks me to the left. So I mean, it's what it is. Excuse my language. Excuse my language,
Don't
but
swear.
I mean, it's a chicken crap move. You know.
Good. Yeah, don't swear on VSpeed broadcast. Bad.
Got you. I
But
got you.
yes, but yeah, definitely a frustrating ending to a what otherwise was a good race for you. You ran second the vast majority of the day. You had the win so close. Obviously, just the caution came out at the end that didn't help you. But all in all, I'd have to say a positive day in your eyes as well.
I mean, yeah, but like I said last week, a win, I'd take a P2. I would have taken a P2 tonight, but how that went. But I would have rather had the win.
Of course.
P2 is great, but I'm not running for points. I would have rather had the win. I come here to win. That's 2 races in a row where I feel like I've had a really fast truck. On the long run, on the short run, and it's just been either something's happened or caution came out late, or it's just been something and really out of my control. But I'll take P3, but it's just another disappointing night.
Understood. Well, while we still have you up here in the VSpeed booth, anyone you want to shout out, anyone you want to thank for this P3 finish that you had here tonight at Nashville?
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Colin Bollinger, the winner tonight. It's my boy. We had a great battle there at the end of stage 2.
You did.
That was probably the most fun I've had here in this league. And shout out to Andrew Boland. I don't know if he's watching. He's one of my friends. Daniel Plant Smith. He made my beautiful Skittles Toyota Tundra tonight. And shout out to you for putting on this amazing broadcast. am looking forward to going back and watching. And shout out to Willard for putting on these races.
Awesome. Thank you, Ray Shaw. Congratulations on P3, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That is your third place finisher tonight, Rayshawn Winkfield. Now we're going to move up to second position, Cody Giles. Cody, we're going to appear in the VC booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to handle this the same way I did the last one. You know what I'm going to ask you, but we're going to wait just a second. We're going to talk about your race first. You had an issue with the connection all day. I think you probably are aware of that. I think you even pit at one point to try and fix it. But you were one of the 3 fastest trucks all night. So how frustrating is it from a technical standpoint to be one of the 3 fastest trucks and have to fall back because you're having some sort of difficulty out of your control? How difficult is that to come back from?
I mean, pretty difficult. I mean, I wouldn't say we were the top 3 fastest truck. It just, dealt with a lot of handling issues and connection issues and all sorts of issues all night, and being, lapped down at the end of into stage 2 and all that. So it was just trying to bounce back from that. The truck just wasn't it. I mean, our truck was terrible. Like, we just did not have a long run. If there was going to be any sort of, strategy, it would probably be, that caution coming out at the end there. And that was the chance to pretty much gamble in the positions that we needed at the end. But I struggled all night, man. I struggled all night with all sorts of things. So yeah.
Right. Well, there's a lot of drivers definitely felt the same way, but you hid those struggles well, obviously finishing up in the second position. And that's going to bring us to the end of the race. Talk about the last 3 restarts, and do remember we are a family show here on VSpeed. So you restarted behind the 23 of Winkfield, 3 different restarts. First one into turn 3, blocks you to the bottom. You give him a shot into the corner, washes up into the 27. Caution comes out. Next restart, he blocks you down into 1. You give him a shot behind you, the 27 again, actually, and Cochran have issues. They crash. And then the final restart, into turn number 1, you give him a shot. Into turn number 3, you give him a bigger shot, and then on the front stretch, you make contact. Around he goes. Walk me through those last 3. What was going through your head, and what your, I don't want to say what your intent was because we don't want to get into that right now, but what basically what happened, and maybe why did it happen?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to let everybody know that I extremely do apologize that for anybody that got caught up in that, mess, which was honestly, this whole thing shouldn't have even happened in the first place if, we had some etiquette, but we're not going to talk about that. But, you know, the first restart, you know, I was on, you know, I'm sure we were all on, 4 tires, me, the 28 and and Colin. But going in, coming off 2, I had a run on him. He blocks me all the way down the yellow line. I'm not going to take it. I'm not. The way I see it, if I race you clean and respectful and you just race me like I just, you know, that I, you're just going to race me like that, then there's going to be consequences. I'm not going to sit there and allow that to happen. I'm just not. It's not going to happen. The second restart, yeah, I was pretty upset. Gave him a shot, gave him multiple shots because he continued to do it. And then the third time, I lost my cool and I, spun him on the front straightaway. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and not, lie about it. I did. I mean, it's idiotic that it's coming down to the last few laps, and we're all racing for the same thing, but there's a fine line. There's a big fine line between aggressive and overly aggressive. And that right there was overly aggressive. Yes, it costed, Christian and I've talked to him and me and him, he understands my point, but at the same time, it screws him out of the points. And so, I understand that, but I'm not going to be a pushover, Morgan. That's one thing I'm not going to be, is a pushover. And I surely showed that. And if nobody likes that, then don't even watch. Don't even come in here, because I'm not going to sit here and take it. I'm not going to be a pushover. And I showed that to Rayshawn. Whether he wants to see that or not, I don't really care what Rayshawn thinks. So in my opinion, I showed my displeasure and I turned him on the front straightaway. So I mean, he can, you know, take it and be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that, or he just continues to do that and face the consequences, and he faced the consequence. I'm just not going to be a pushover.
All right, well, you heard it here, folks. That's what happened there in those last few restarts. And I do want to make one quick update to what you said. They were on 2
Mhm.
tires, by the way. You were the first driver on 4 tires. Bollinger
Yeah,
and Winkfield on 2. Anyway,
yeah,
just making
and
sure that was clear.
okay. Well, I didn't know because we were trying to figure that out too.
Right.
We didn't know what kind of tire game anybody was playing in the top 4, top 3, so I had no idea. But again, I apologize for anybody that I uh, had involved in that. Again, in this situation, I don't want to involve anybody. I just want it between me and that driver that I'm not really happy with.
Right.
And yes, and I own up to that. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm lying to you here, Morgan, and say, "Oh, well, screw them, they don't matter," because they do. Everybody matters, and at the end of the day, I'm just part-time. I don't race for points. So, but at the same time, etiquette goes a long way. That's all I'll say. Etiquette goes a long way, and if he sees to not have that, then he's going to get the same consequence every week. So, let that be known.
All right, well, warning shot across the bow, so to speak. And while we got you up here, Cody, who you want to thank, who you want to shout out for a second place finish here in Nashville?
Well, I'm sure that you've seen the truck. That was another thing I was battling with, was training pants. So y'all probably didn't see the truck, but
Did not.
I'd
No.
give Yeah, I like to give shout outs to Twisted Speed 1776, Turn One Designs, CHR, all them guys. Couldn't have been possible without them. And appreciate you taking the time out of your night every week to do this. And we appreciate you being up there and calling the races every week.
You bet. Well, thank you for your time, Cody.
Yes,
Try
sir.
and
Thank you so much.
cool off a little bit, and we'll catch you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
You bet. That second place finisher, Cody Giles. Now we're going to go up to the top step of the podium and see the fast guy who led the majority of the laps here today, Colin Bollinger. Colin, Morgan up the VSPEED victory lane. You got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir.
Goodness gracious, man. It's pretty much the opposite of last week where you kind of showed up at the end and maybe snookered them out of a win. There was no snookering you tonight. You went up there, took the lead at what felt like lap 3, and never really gave it back. 105 laps led here of the 116 tonight. Tell me about your day.
Like you said, I mean, it was pretty uneventful. I mean, most of the eventful stuff I saw in the mirror and it wasn't really affecting me. But no, I think we made that pass early and we just stayed consistent. I mean, I wasn't really trying to do too much, just lead those laps. And funny enough, at the end there, before all the cautions started happening, I thought I was going to end up throwing the race away because I think I ran off the right side a little bit and the 23 was running me down. But thankfully, those cautions actually came and saved me, and we took 2. And after that, it was just getting those good restarts, which I'm usually pretty good at, and just holding them off, and we made it work.
Yeah, he definitely made you work for it, though, especially at the end of stage 2, that little side-by-side finish there coming to the line. And in those last couple of restarts, he really was able to hang with you on the bottom or top, really just on your quarter panel on either side on the restarts. As the leader, and I mean, I've done enough racing to know kind of what you can do in the restarts. Why don't you tell some of the viewers at home some of the things you can do to try and spice up your restarts while staying legal, which is the hard part of restarts?
Honestly, it's hard. I mean, I race with Ray Sean a lot, so he kind of knows a lot of the stuff that I like to do. But it's just trying to mix and match. I mean, some guys like to get in there and drag the brakes, and then check everybody up and drag drag down the front stretch. I might just try to mix up. Sometimes I might go early in the box. I might go late. We might go late 2 times. You're just trying to keep them on their toes. And I think he's been around me long enough that he's kind of, not that he knows exactly what's going to happen, but he's kind of always ready. So he's never going to fully fall off and kind of just give me an easy lane,
Yeah, understood on that one. And unfortunately, apologies, this interview isn't going to be quite as long as the last one. I'm sure you saw what happened in the mirror as you were crossing to get the win with the 23 getting spun down to the inside grass. But what do you make of the racing today? And what did you like? What didn't you like about what you saw out there at National Superspeedway tonight?
I mean, the racing's always really close here, and the product of it being really close is you're gonna have moments like that, and it is really hard to pass. So I didn't really know in the moment why they were wrecking. I just know like when we're that close, even on restarts. I mean, even on the long run, I think the guys falling off me were still only maybe a second and a half back. So like they really didn't have like that much fall off. It was just like it's very hard to pull away. And I mean that type of tight racing with all these restarts at the end of the race with 3 to go, that's what you're gonna get. So I don't know. I enjoy the track. I mean, I had a good time. Obviously, we let all those laps, so it's kind of hard to say we didn't have a good time. But no, it was all around good. I mean, wish it was a little cleaner at the end, but can't have everything, I guess.
That is for sure. Well, congratulations here on the win. Well, we got you up here in the old VSPEED victory lane for the second week in a row. Who you want to thank? Who you want to shout out for a big win here in Nashville?
I mean, just Team Delusional Racing. Daniel Plant Smith, he makes all my paint schemes. I think he makes a lot of the guys that I race with a lot. He makes all of our paint schemes. We're always looking good, So, and I'll shout out Sean and Ray Sean, even though he had a little struggle here at the end, and all those guys. But other than that, nobody.
Cough, cough, VSPEED. But congrats.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. No, I always appreciate everybody's broadcast. I know it's kind of hard. I don't have anything written down, but no, I appreciate you guys for broadcasting too. It's always awesome to go back and look. But
awesome. I'm just bugging you, but congratulations on the win here tonight, Colin, and maybe you can make it 3 in a row next week.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you, buddy.
You bet. That's your winner tonight, Colin Bollinger in the 53 machine. And that is going to do it here. For the Nothing But a Good Time 150 from Nashville for the Mystic Racing League and their Black Diamond Designs Truck Series. It was a fun one tonight. A thriller. Came right down to the end of the race. Didn't know who was going to win it until they threw the checkered flag. Margin of victory here, just under 0.4 of a second. For everyone here at the Mystic Racing League, all the admins, Mr. Mystic himself, Brandon Willard, and all the drivers show up, all the fans at home who watch this event, these events every week. Got to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do this. For everyone at VSPEED, Bradley, Eddie, Adam, Logan, everyone else who makes this thing go around, thank you all for the opportunity to present these races to the great fans here on YouTube and wherever you catch your VSPEED action, whether it be at VSPEED Sim on X or VSPEEDSim.com on the World Wide Web. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a moment of the racing action you can't get anywhere else. I've been your host and producer, Morgan Cook. Have a good night. We'll see you next time here on VSPEED.